guys, I'm the Cyborg Sheep, and welcome to the Weekend Post. In this episode, we're going to be doing another Minecraft reboot. Last episode, we built 2 rooms, each with a very futuristic theme. We built a bedroom, and we built this futuristic laboratory/armory. This room includes ender storage, a computer lab, and an armor-equipped station. In addition to that, we also built a floor. In this episode, we're going to be doing a lot more expansion, so let's get started. Now, normally I would get to the lights right away. However, well, as you can see, I've sort of put them in here, and they're sort of made to mimic a, sort of like a fluorescent ceiling lamp. But anyways, normally I would get to the lights, like, straight away, but today we're not doing that. Today, the theme is sort of like electrical, like getting things wired up. Most of the designs are going to be based off the 3-phase system commonly used in, well, real life. So you'll see a lot of things coming in threes, like these, like the high voltage wires, as I'm calling them, and these end rods. So I guess let's get started outside with bringing in the high voltage transmission lines. So we'll start by building my sort of first tie-in transmission pole right here. So the design of it kind of goes like this. I'll have a few blocks across like so, and then I'll have a few blocks across like so. I'll then bring a level of blocks up, and then I'll bring a line up like so, and then like that, and like that. Alright, what we'll then do is we will bring a line of a couple blocks across like so and like so. We'll have that up there like that, and then that's the transmission pole complete. We'll then use these iron bars as high voltage wires to connect from one side of the transmission pole to the other. On one side, in fact, on both sides, rather, we will have iron bars. This will be different for every other one of these that I will build. I'll do that in a later video. Getting back to what heretofore is, I put 2 others to be the 2 other connectors from the back to the front of the transmission pole. And now I can start bringing it up into that slot right there. cut out a part of the iron bars and put a redstone block in its place, as you can see at the top of the screen, so that I can make sort of like tensioning arms, so that I can keep the wires taut. Alright, by this point, the wires that we've set up reach into this slot right here. Now, it would be easy enough just to slap a electrical panel right here, electrical panel, stick some switches on it, and call it a day. But I didn't cut out this big massive room for nothing. So the reason I did that is because in real life these 3 wires would be thousands of millions of volts in electrical potential. So what we need is a transformer to step the 230 kilovolts 3 wires, yes, that is 230,000 volts, down to a much more manageable 120/28 volt 3-phase system down here. To do that, we're going to build a transformer. By the way, it's an electrical transformer, not a like superheroes transformer. Just to make you guys absolutely sure about what I'm doing here. Anyways, let's get on with the build. Alright, so basically by building a 5x5 cube, so we'll say like so, by 5 cube, just like so, and then bringing it up like that, we can then stick the actual transforming part of the transformer into these little bits right here. These will act as the 2 coils. This will be the primary coil and this will be the secondary coil, and there'll be sort of a 3x3 vertical area like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cover them up on the sides like so. And in the center, we're going to have a iron core, typical of any transformer that you'll see in any electronic or industrial environment. They'll do this because of certain electrical losses present in the system. By taking out these set of blocks right here, up this way, across, and down, and these blocks right here, as well as covering up the top, we can then start hooking the high voltage wires into the transformer. Okay, by putting 3 end rods on top of the redstone right here, and then branching them out, this one like so. This one like so, and this one like so. There we go. Alright, slight modifications. That wasn't gonna work. I took out a redstone block right here, as well as this little bit of the ceiling and this light, and I moved the end rods around in such a way that it should be a little bit easier now to hook things in. So if I go like so, and like so, I can then bring it across and then down. There's one. you pause the video in this location, and this location, you should be able to figure out how the high voltage wires hook into the transformer. I would also pause in this location so that you can figure out where the redstone blocks and end rods go. Alright, by taking 3 end rods out from the secondary winding, like so, that's basically your transformer complete. Alright, now we can run the feed wires over to the breaker panel. So, we'll do that by putting a redstone block there, and there. We'll then bring the end rods across like so. If I put a corner block for the end rods right here, I can bring them down like this, and then put another set of corner blocks right here, and right here. And then I can put the end rods right here, and right here. That actually has to go like so. We can then run it very nicely flush with the floor. Alright, before we finish running the end rods, or the 3-phase wires, I think it's a good time to start building the electrical panel. Alright, the electrical panel will look somewhat like so. So, there will be 2 pillars of iron blocks, like this, and then there will be 3 pillars in the center, like so, and like so. We'll put a 3x2 section of redstone blocks right here. Then, that way we can run end rods into here, and into here. Then we can stick the last few redstone blocks and end rods like so, and like so. Alright, we can put 3 pistons right here, and right here, and we'll put iron blocks on their faces. If we wire up a circuit in such a way that these will be pushed out when not powered and pull in when powered, we can make it sort of like it's a contactor. The contactor will switch the main power coming from the end rods and will supply electricity to the rest of the panel. If we put a switch here with a torch on the back of it, and we then run pieces of redstone like this, we can then take repeaters like so, and like so, and run redstone into all 3 of them. A contactor in its normally open state will have a piece in the center of it. That piece in the center will be flush with the surface of the top of the contactor when it is off, and there will be it will make a slot when it is on. The plunger in the center will be 3 pieces of wire that will be connected to a electrical magnet, and when that electromagnet pulls in, it will make contact between 2 sections of copper wire and complete the circuit, sending power, of course in this case, to the rest of the panel. As you can see here, power is now on, power is now off. Alright, if I stick a section of iron blocks up this wall, like so, by using red, blue, and black concrete, which just happens to be the color code used for 122.08 volt systems, and sticking one more row of iron blocks like so, we can send out a set of 3-phase outputs from the panel like that. We can then send out a set of 12 end rod sections just like this. You'll do the same for all 3 of them. We can then put a set of 4 switches as placeholders for 4 3-phase breakers to control these 4 outputs right here. Alright, by adding 3 switches here as placeholders for 3 single-phase breakers, that's this circuit panel basically complete. I have room here for expansion for one more circuit. It can be single-phase or 3-phase. Generally speaking, for the majority of these switches, they won't have any actual functionality. They'll just be placeholders as just to make it look like it's actually functional. However, this one switch right here will actually control the lights to this room, which I will in theory be calling the lights for the whole facility. Even though it will only control these, it'll give the illusion that it'll control all the lights in the room. So, the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a redstone repeater out like that, and then trail some redstone all the way up here, going into another repeater right here, and then sticking some redstone right there. If we then turn the breaker on, we can see that we reach almost all the lights except for this one right here, and we'll fix that by doing this. And there we go. By adding end rods right here into a redstone block like so, and then bringing it over into another redstone block, having it go up one, we can then feed it to all 3 of the corresponding circuits. And as a matter of fact, let's move it over just by one, like so. Then we can run end rod to that. We can then bring it over by another few. And then we can stick another redstone block. And then we can bring it over by a couple more. And then stick a final redstone block right there. Then that's basically the lights wired up. Now we can get all these torches out of here. Alright, as a final touch, we can put a redstone block right here and right here. We can run an end rod into this block right here. And we can run an end rod down, like so. Then we can do the same for this redstone block. Like that. And okay, everything is wired up. 3-phase breakers are in place. All the voltages should be correct. Let's start up the power. Bobby, initiate main power sequence. And activating main power in 3, 2, 1. And initiating breakers. Hey, we got lights! Awesome! Nice! Awesome! Alright, now that all the power is activated, all you have to do is label the breakers, and our electrical system is complete. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna leave the video at that. Hope you dudes enjoyed seeing me build this electrical system. Subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, and I'll see you dudes in the next one.